Hallo alle zusammen, willkommen zurück. Heute machen wir weiter mit wer oder was. Hi everyone, welcome back. Today we're going to start talking about wer oder was. So those are two question words in German, both of which you've learned. So we have wer, which is sort of a false friend. It sounds like you're asking where, but that's not what it means. It of course means who. And then we have was, which sounds very similar to what. So we have who and what. Now, when we're asking who and what, you would of course ask who if you're asking for a person. And you would ask what if you're asking for a thing. Now, these two questions are really important in German because when you're asking who or what is doing something, then you're asking for the subject of the sentence. So you can say, who is mowing the lawn? And when you're asking that, you would answer, my dad is mowing the lawn. So your dad is the actor in that sentence. So the person that is doing something, that's why you're asking who. So who is mowing the lawn? My dad is mowing the lawn, the actor in the sentence. So the person that is doing something in the sentence is going to be the subject. Now it's not always a person. Sometimes you can ask what and have the subject of a sentence. So what is rolling down the hill? So then I could say the ball is rolling down the hill. And that ball is then the thing that is acting in the sentence. Of course, it wouldn't mean actor, it would just be a thing, but the thing that is acting in sentence. So thus, the ball is the subject of my sentence. So, for now, I want you to remember that who is what you're asking wer when it's a person, and was, what, is what you're asking for when you're asking for a thing. Both of them are going to give you the actor. I need you guys to take out your workbooks really quick, and you're going to do a quick activity on your own. And that is on page 51, and it's activity A2-7. Now when you're looking at that activity, let me pull it up for you. It looks like this. So you're doing two things. You are first going to go through and write who or what, so wer oder was, and then you're going to actually pick an answer from the list. So you have lots and lots of options, and you're going to go through and pick an answer. Now this person is very important in Germany. She just won Person of the Year for Time magazine this year, so figure out who she is. That is going to be what I want you guys to submit as your answer. Who is this person? Okay. I'm going to give you a couple of minutes. Please pause the video here. We are going to review that activity together. Not right this second, but we will. So what I want you guys to think about really quick is when you have this subject of the sentence in both of those questions, so you're given the subject of the sentence, do you notice something in the sentences? Or in sentences you've seen thus far. So let me write you a couple of examples. So in these sentences, I have a couple of examples for you. If you were to go through and identify the subject for each one of those 3 sentences, what is the subject each time? So in the first sentence, you have der Mann ist groß. So there's only one who or what, and that's the man. So this is your subject. Then we've got den Mann kenne ich nicht. So we have the man I not know, or I don't know the man. If you were to say in English, I don't know the man, what is the subject? So I is the subject. The man in this case is my object. It's the thing that I don't know. And then the last one I have, morgens gehe ich zur Schule. So that means I go to school in the morning. The subject, of course, here also is again that pronoun. So we've talked about this before, but it is really important that you remember that word order is not the same as in English. So you're not always going to start a sentence with your subject. The one thing that we had said is constant is that my verb, the conjugate verb that I have, so the thing that is being done, the action, that is going to be in second place. Not the second word, but the second place in the sentence. The subject is going to be either in front of it or behind it. So it's going to be either first or third place. Of course, that's only in regular word order, but for now, that's what you have. So pay close attention. Another thing that you may now be seeing when we have these 2 sentences, so you know that this is the subject, and I told you a second ago this is the object. Do you see a difference between the 2? So this last letter is different. We're going to talk about that more as soon as we hit the next chapter. For now, you guys are going to learn the endings of words for our nominative case, because nominative case is our subject case. So nominative is our subject case. So we're going to start talking about the endings for that. Okay, outside of being the subject case though, we also use it when we have something called the subject completion. In English, we usually just refer to this stuff as predicates. So when something is predicate or a subject completion, that means that we're talking about the subject. So if I were to say, Nina ist groß, then this back here would actually be predicate. It's predicate because we're talking about Nina. I could of course also say Nina ist meine Schwester, which means Nina is my sister. So now I have 2 noun phrases. So I have this combination of a noun and a possessive, and I just have a name. Now Nina is still my subject, but this last part right here is my subject completion, because it is something that I'm saying about Nina. In English, we have the same thing. So in English, you would say sentences like, Nina is my sister, or Nina is big, or tall. Both of those are also in predicate. So we have the verb to be in English. So of course, ist is the verb sein, which is to be in German. In German, though, we're also allowed to do it when we have the verb to be called. And to be called, if you remember, is heißen. So that was one of those very first verbs that we learned. So we had ich heiße, and then you said your name. So of course, ich is the subject, and whatever your name is just completing that. You're still talking about the subject, so you have a subject completion. Okay, all of those things are nominative, but first what I want us to do is I want us to practice a little bit between subject and subject completion to make sure that you guys understand what those are. So what I want you to do is you're going to take out your composition book, and in pairs you're going to go to the textbooks under your desk and flip to page 63. And you guys are going to work on exercise 2-23. I want you to make sure that you're working with at least one other person. Do not work with more than 3. So 2 to 3 people are working on this. This is what this is going to look like. You have this short little activity right here where you have different sentences that people are saying, and you're going to choose the subject and the subject completion if there is one. Notice there isn't one for every single sentence. So in your composition book, it should say Nina number 1, and then you're going to have an S, and you're going to write something down, and then a SC for subject completion, and you're going to write something down. And then Nina number 2, Nina number 3, Nina number 4, and then we're going to go on to Robert 1. So do me a favor and do that. It should only take about 6 to 7 minutes to complete, and we're going to go over every single one of those together as a group.